Hello everybody and welcome back to another video on the Media Byte channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please, if you don't want to, that's okay too. If this is something you like, maybe you can reconsider. But anyways, in today's video, we're going to be talking about one of those movies that are just absolutely crucial to my heart and the way I understood cinema at a very young age, and that film would be Zodiac by David Fincher. And not the one from like 70s that's just purely exploitative and not worth watching for anything other than just like a what the hell is this? Anyways, I want to talk about this film here because I think it'll be awesome if you've never seen it before, and really I think you should watch the movie with zero spoilers if you possibly can. So if you don't know the movie, don't spoil it for yourself. But if you want to hit the subscribe button and make sure you change the notifications to all instead of personalized, I would appreciate that. And with that, let's just jump into the video. If you have absolutely no idea what the Zodiac movie is about, I'm not going to be diving into the real life cases or anything like that because that's not the point of this video. Basically, the Zodiac is a guy who committed multiple murders and was never caught, still to this day. He would send letters and cryptograms and things like that to the police and the newspapers, but he was never caught. So this movie is actually based on one of the most popular true crime books of all time called Zodiac, written by Robert Graysmith, who was a comic book drawer, I believe, at the San Francisco Chronicle at the time this was all happening. It goes all the way from the first murder all the way to the conclusion of the book and who he believes actually did it, which I won't spoil for you again. But the reason this film is so incredible, in my opinion, falls down to two different reasons. The direction in the film is absolutely incredible. It was directed by David Fincher, who has some of the best films of the past few years in his filmography. He did Seven, if you guys have never seen the movie. The way this camera moves, like in scenes like in the newsroom, it really feels like this thing is absolutely alive. Everything about the set is alive. Something I thought was really cool and kind of goes to talk about the way that David Fincher really directs and runs the sets is that if there was a pack of newspapers sitting somewhere bundled up together on most sets, the top one would be the only one with any of the like titling or anything like that on it, but not on this set. You could pick up the newspapers, read this fine small articles anywhere in the newspapers that actually would have been there and produced that day the scene was supposed to be taking place on, which I think is one of the coolest things that you can do for an actor. It's just absolutely incredible that and I'm ecstatic that they were really able to do something like this. And the other thing I think that Fincher does that is absolutely incredible is the way that he handles the tension and draws the line very nicely, I think, between making the Zodiac out to be like a really, really bad guy, because, that's who he is in real life, but not like a dark, faceless murderer Zodiac supervillain. He's just a guy who is a murderer, and it's nothing more than that, at least in my opinion. And I think it's really interesting that he's able to do that so elegantly, in my opinion. So the other thing I wanted to quickly talk about is the way that this movie was written, because there are some of the best dialogue and just scenes throughout this movie that are perfect, and I think there's not a lot I want to talk about this because there is a lot that is really great that it's kind of spoilery, but I think you just have to see the movie in order to really understand what I'm talking about. Well, that's it. Do you like Zodiac? What do you think of the direction and writing, and what do you think is the best part of the entire movie? Do you have a favorite scene? I think I probably do, but I don't want to spoil it, so spoilers are okay in the comments though, so keep out of the comments if you don't want things spoiled for you. If you want to stay up to date with all things Media Byte, you can follow us in the link tree in the description, and with that, I will say goodbye, and I hope I will see you again in the next video, and peace out.